Happy New Year and welcome to the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center. My name is Mui-Ling. I am a member of the JCC Arts Committee and also a participating artist in today's exhibition, Mottainai, the Beauty of Reclaimed Materials. Mottainai is a well-known Japanese word carrying a profound message of respect for resources and the environment. Rooted in Japanese culture, it promotes the idea of not wasting anything with value. When something is mottainai, it means recognizing the inherent worth of even the smallest things and making the most of what we have. In this exhibition, artists were challenged to reuse, upcycle, repurpose, and recycle items to channel their creativity. Each artwork has been created from salvaged materials ranging from paper scraps, plastic bags, pill bottles, and more. Sometimes the medium is not obvious. Therefore, as you explore, I encourage you to take a moment to notice the artwork labels and pay attention to the mediums used to create the pieces, in order to fully appreciate the creativity that goes into bringing beauty to the mundane. Many artworks also have compelling stories, and if you wish to learn more, we also have our artist walk-in talk on March the 9th from 2 to 4 p.m. Please stay tuned for details over the next few weeks. If you are interested in making a purchase, our sales representatives Cassie Okawara and Doug Leclerc may assist you. And all the transactions are taking place at the JCCC front desk. However, they are closing early today. So if you wish to make a purchase, the cutoff today is at 3:30 p.m. This exhibition draws inspiration from Keiko Shintani, known for her work with recycling silk fabric, and we are honored to have her as one of our featured artists. Please welcome Keiko Shintani to share her journey of embracing mottainai in her art.
Hello. I would like to start with some episodes I had in Toronto. I came to Canada in 1973. In 1974, I moved to Toronto, and I started living all by myself, no family, no support, all by myself, first time in my life. And I was sharing a kitchen. I was in a rooming house. I was sharing a kitchen with a German girl. And one day I went to the kitchen and she was cooking, and it was 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it's getting dark, but she was still cooking and didn't turn on the light. So I said, why don't you turn on the light, it's dark? And she said, in Germany, people are like that. Everybody's like that. And it was a big, shock. I was 30 years old, and she was maybe young, early 20 years old. And it really gave me ideas. In Germany, people are like that. And a few years later, I went to England and lived in one small city, again in a rooming house, and sharing the kitchen. And there was no fridge. And the landlady was like me, rather old lady, and in the coldest spot in the whole house, she kept the butter. That's how she lived. And that also, impressed me, I remember very well. And in 1980, 81, by then I have a house. And one day, before that, I visited Newfoundland and stayed at my friend. And we went to a store, like a value village in Toronto. So they sell second-hand things. And my friend said in Newfoundland, people call the store Frenchies. And I said, why? She said, French people are frugal. They try to use and they don't throw away. And I said, wow, that always remembered, my memory. And a few years later, one day I had a visitor, and she used the washroom in my house. She came out and said, Keiko, I didn't flush the toilet. You do that next time you go there. First I thought, what? You know. And I thought she's very practical. And it was 1980 something, not 2000. And she's very practical, and I thought she's very brave. And she was French, you know. So I thought, you know, Mottainai is not just Japanese idea. It's a universal concept. You know, everywhere, some people, they know how to use things and try not to waste. These days, popular. Those days, not so much. That's how I started, you know, my own living. And 2 years ago, at the Textile Museum of Canada, they asked me to talk about recycling materials. How many of you have seen the video? So not many, eh? Okay, yeah, that's why. I'm going to talk about one story. I used the book, I didn't bring today, I used the book, old book my father gave me, and in that book, the title was The Essence of Buddhism. My father was a Buddhist, not a monk, but a Buddhist. And in this book, there was a story. Once, long time ago, there was a king, and his wife thought, I'm going to donate some clothing to the monk at the temple. So she was preparing to give 500 brand new clothing. So when the king heard about that, he thought, if the temple people just receive 500 clothing, thank you, like that, they must be greedy. So I have to ask some questions. So the king went to the temple and asked the monk, what are you going to do with the 500 brand new clothing? And the monk said, well, there are many monks in the temple. Some of them are wearing old, shabby clothing. They will get new ones. So the king said, what do you do with the old one, old kimonos? The monk said, well, they are still good, so we cut them, sew them, and make into bed sheets. And the king said, well, okay. Then when the bed sheets are old, what do you do with them? Then the monk said, well, we make into pillowcases. So the king said, well, the pillowcase is old, you throw away, right? And the monk said, no. We use as a rag, because those days not everybody had shoes, so they come in from outside and wash their feet to come into the building. So we use the fabric to dry the feet. So the king said, okay. If the rag is old, what do you do? And the monk said, we use it as a rag to clean the floor and the house, so we still use it. So the king said, well, when the rag is old, what do you do with it? Then he said, well, by then the rag is quite old and fragile, so we chop them into even smaller pieces, mixed with mud, and build walls. Wow. So the king said, wow, now I understand. I'm satisfied. So he left. So that was the end of the story in the book. But after that, I added a little bit more. I said, I think the king should have asked one more question to the monk. Why do you do so much? Why wasting is bad? And I said, I have my own answer to the question, but I'm going to leave it with you. So that's what I said when I talked to the people of the Textile Museum. But when I saw the video, that part was not included. So it was not in the video. So I thought, maybe because the people of the Textile Museum thought, oh, it's easy. If you waste, then lots of garbage will pollute the environment, and it's not good for the environment. So that's why people use that much. But this story is written in this book, old book, published 100 years ago, 97 years ago to be exact. So, and the setting of the story is Buddha's day. Those days, air was clean, it's not overpopulated, and no climate change, no global warming, but still people are doing, not wasting. Why? Please think. Yes? So when I told this to a few of my friends, one of them, she said, Keiko, that is the most important thing of the whole video. That means they're making big mistake. I'm going to call the museum. I don't think she did, but anyway. And another friend wrote to me a long email, said, this is the reason why we should not waste. So, when you go home today, please look around the house and find something you can recycle. Then I guarantee you will feel good. Because this is the pants of my mother's kimono. Yeah? I feel good when I wear this. Why? So please think and enjoy the exhibition. Thank you.
Truly inspiring. And if you wish to revisit this story, the video is called In Conversation with Kos Shintani. You could look it up on Google. And of course, unfortunately, the last bit of her story is not in there, but you could also see more examples of her work and her process in recycling silk fabric. Our gratitude also extends to all the artists whose unique creations transformed our gallery into a very beautiful exhibition. And this stands as a testament to our ability to create something extraordinary when we appreciate the resources around us, all while caring for the environment. This is the beauty of Mottainai. We have light refreshments, including green tea, senbei, pop, and the delightful assortment of chocolates, cheese, and salami generously provided by DK Studio Architects. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoy these treats, but please remember that no food or drinks are allowed inside the gallery. We also have a guest book for your comments. Please take a moment to share your thoughts on the show. Your feedback is appreciated. We would also like to express our gratitude to JCCC staff member Sanford Stays for creating this beautiful graphic. And there's also an interesting story behind this. So as we were brainstorming the title of the show, and I looked up Mottainai online, and they told me this was the way to write it. But after this graphic was released, somebody told me that it is uncommon to write Mottainai in kanji. And of course, when I found that out, I was feeling a little distressed, thinking this was my mistake, this is on me. But after some reflection, I realized that the fact that we don't use kanji much anymore to write Mottainai makes it all the more meaningful to use it to represent our show, because this exhibition is all about giving appreciation to things that are usually unappreciated and usually discarded. So therefore, by using kanji to write Mottainai, we are bringing back a somewhat fading way of writing Mottainai. And in this way, the beauty of reclamation extends beyond recycling physical objects, because every day we upcycle our past into our future. Therefore, starting the year with Mottainai is especially meaningful as we reflect on the past and embrace a new version of ourselves in 2024. As you explore this exhibition, we hope you gain new insights and maybe even leave as a new version of yourself. Because I know from personal experience that even one small inspiration can be a life-changing moment. Thank you for being with us today as we celebrate the beauty of reclaimed materials. May you find inspiration in every piece and enjoy the show.